This
Okay, so
conference will now be recorded.
please use the chat feature for your questions. Lion Kevin and I will be monitoring that chat box. We will be muting everybody. If we need to bring you up, then we will unmute you, and then you may have to unmute yourself. Please be aware that the chat box, if you're not careful, everyone can see what's going on. And so I would call on you to be careful what you write in the chat box. And if you have an open microphone, be careful of what you say into an open mic. So once again, welcome everybody. And I just lost a screen, so I need, there we go. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. And we'll start off just with a little background on the history of the Lions Club. Since you're all presidents at this point, or perhaps considering being presidents, or maybe you're brand new Lions and your club needs a president quickly, we're going to go over a little background on Lions Clubs International just to bring us up to speed on how our organization is organized. So again, you may or may not know, Lions Clubs International was founded in 1917 under the motto, "We serve," and that's what the club is all about. We serve everyone, you know, most especially our communities, most especially the less fortunate, but that is the purpose of our existence, is to serve. And we were founded by Melvin Jones, who actually was never president of the international organization. He was the secretary, and his was not the first Lions Club. As a matter of fact, he approached another service club and formed the Lions Club with them. He was the one who took it national and then international. So I believe that's why he's given the credit. Okay, so then the main areas of focus for Lions Clubs International. We have 5 main areas. Of course, every club has their own area of interest, and each club has to decide what your needs are in your community. But the 5 main areas of focus that are common to most all of the Lions Clubs are vision. As you know, in 1925, Helen Keller asked us to be the Knights of the Blind. And since that time, we've been providing vision screening, eyeglasses, eye surgeries. We've been doing everything that we can to help the vision impaired. Also, an area of focus is hunger. And in this district, we've done St. Anthony's Dining Room. We've done Rise Against Hunger. And those are 2 very different programs, one of which helps the hungry here locally in the Tenderloin area. And Rise Against Hunger helps the poor people internationally, and the, you know, Latin America, Asia, and Africa was the one that I could not remember. And those are the ones that are most in need worldwide. And it is an area that the Lions are very much involved in, and the clubs are very much involved in doing that here locally as well. We also have youth programs such as Peace Poster Contest and Lions Speech Contest, the Student Speaker Contest for high school students. And there is our past District Governor Lydia there in the center there with a young speaker from the San Francisco Geneva Excelsior Lions Club. And again, a very worthwhile program to help the youth learn how to overcome their fear of public speaking. And so we encourage you to look into the youth programs. A lot of clubs focus on health issues, diabetes, pediatric cancer, and health. That, I believe, the San Francisco host Lions Clubs, together with some of the other Lions Clubs in the district, that put on health fairs throughout the year in District 4C4. We recently approved a district endorsed program, which is a global initiative for health and wellness. It's important that we get out into our community to improve the health of the community that we're trying to serve. And finally, the 5th one is the environment, and that can be anything from cleaning up your local highway, cleaning up the beach, sponsoring a photo contest to focus on the beauty of our world, or planting a tree as our MD4 internationally endorsed candidate Canabara is doing there with Lion Amy Think. And so we hope that you all will do things to help the environment. Those are the main areas of focus. Now let's see if this is going to work here. There it does, yes. Oops. Well, I'm going to thank Lion August Valera for that one. I mean, I took that right off his presentation that he's going to be doing tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning, Lion August. So thank you for sharing that, and unknowingly perhaps. But it is important to realize that, I mean, we're not a club that is dedicated to getting together for dinner meetings and having a good time, although that is part of it. Service is what we're about, and service to providing vision, environment, the youth, the hunger, and the health. Those are the things that we do, and we get a good feeling from that. Serving the community is what we're all about. Part of being a leader is inspiring your club to do that sort of service. So I do encourage you to use this type of video and to remind your club members why it is that they joined the Lion Club. And so, and part of the service organization is our Lions Club's international purposes, code of ethics. Please bring this to your club, go over it with them on a regular basis, because too many times in this organization, you know, we get into the thing of doing the work, but sometimes we get on each other's nerves a little bit. So it's important to remember the reason why we join and to work together. And so please take a look at these code of ethics, take a look at the purposes, remember why and how it is that we want to join the club, the reasons, you know, to be careful with our praise, to help others. That is the main thing. So do take a moment. Go back to your code of ethics and to your purposes and remember why it is that we're joining the club. Okay, I need to shrink that so I can move on to the next one. A little overview of the organization. Worldwide, we're close to 1.5 million members in 214 countries. We're in the People's Republic of China, we're in Russia, we're in the United States, Canada, Mexico, South America, every continent, multiple District 4. California has approximately 20,000 members in 700 clubs. I believe only Pennsylvania, Minnesota, and Texas are larger than we are in terms of membership. District 4C4 includes San Francisco, San Mateo, and the city of Palo Alto. And the last time I checked, we have 1,551 members in 52 clubs, and I believe we got a couple more clubs on the way, so that's going to go up. A fantastic job by our membership committee and District Governor Helen to get those membership numbers up. And again, you know, this is District 4C4, by the way, at the Sacramento Convention a little over a year ago. And again, we have a great time working together as a district. We have our clubs, which we love being with our clubs, but joining together as a district is a lot of fun as well. And so as club president, we hope that you will take the time to join the district, attend district events, and make a whole lot of friends. It's almost like, well, it is like being a member of another club. We can talk about the multiple district at another time, but come to district events. I'll introduce at this point our current district governor team, which is District Governor Helen Casaclong in the center there. And on her left, with your right in the red tie, is our District Governor-elect, Fanny Chu. And on the left side of the screen is First Vice District Governor-elect line, Dr. June Valera. And soon enough, we're going to be joined by San Bruno Lions Second Vice District Governor-elect John Huey. So I can assure you on their behalf, they look forward to joining you and working with you as your district leadership to make your club successful. And this program today is part of what they are providing to help your clubs be successful. Once again, there's the numbers again: 46,000 Lions clubs, over 200 countries. A little mention there of the Leo's clubs. If your club does not have a Leo club, and again, this comes under youth service, you might look into forming a Leo club in your area. Check with your local high schools, your local middle schools, and find out. One of the greatest things that we do is working with our youth. I always say to our club members, your children and grandchildren are seeing what you do, your service to the community, and helping the hungry and helping the vision impaired and making the community a better place. We teach our kids to make the world a better place. It is expected of them. And one way of doing this is by going into the high schools and middle schools and even the elementary schools and bringing our programs and showing them that service to the community is part of what we do, is part of what is expected of them. So please check your local schools and see if they can use a Leo club. As I mentioned, the Lions Club is everywhere. We have, I believe now, 8 constitutional areas covering the United States and Canada, basically in Constitutional Area 1. South America, which is basically Latin America, Mexico, and South America. No, that was Constitutional Area 3, forgive me. Europe is Constitutional Area 4, Constitutional Area 5 is the Orient, 6 is India, South Asia, the Middle East, and 7, you can read that for yourself, and Constitutional 8, which just joined, I believe, in the last year, is Africa. If you look real closely on that map, you can see that there are very few areas that are not blue. I think I see Libya, Somalia, maybe Kazakhstan, Cuba. We'll get there eventually. We're gonna unite the world in Lionism and with the idea of helping everyone around the world. So I'll introduce you to the executive officers who are going to continue on for another year due to the pandemic. Our international president from Korea, Jun Yoon Choi. Our immediate past president from Iceland, Gudrun Ingevoder, which takes some practice to say, who just stepped into the position of international first vice president is Doug Alexander due to the untimely death of Haley Townsend. Our second vice president from Minnesota, Brian Sheehan. And finally, our third vice president, Patty Hill from Canada. There are international officers. If you attend our events, especially at the multiple district, you'll get an opportunity to meet these great individuals. They're Lions just like we are, but they've put a lot of commitment into becoming involved at the worldwide level. And it just so happens that in this district, we have a Lion who is so committed, and that would be past District Governor Ken Ibarra, who is a candidate for international director representing California. So, and here finally getting close to my portion of it is multiple District 4, which we are a member. We are in District 4C4, which is this little patch of land here from San Francisco down to and including Palo Alto. You can see that we're quite small geographically, but we're up there in terms of a membership. Some of the larger areas actually have fewer members than we do. But it is important to know that there are 15 districts in California in multiple District 4. And I've visited pretty much all of these districts. If you are a district officer at the governor level, you do go around and visit the other districts. And I can tell you, they are doing what we do. They have training, they do service, they do all the things, and they're just as proud of what they do as what we are. And again, welcome to District C6 who is in the room. And I know that we have a number of members here from 4L3, which is the Los Angeles area. And again, thank you for your service. And just be aware that Lions is a worldwide organization. And at this point, I will say that you go anywhere in the world, you go on vacation as a Lion, wear your pin, and make a point of visiting a Lions Club wherever it is that you happen to be visiting, because they'll treat you like a king or a queen. And you go anywhere in the world where that was marked in blue earlier and visit them, you've got a friend in that location. So again, just know that it's a worldwide organization, and especially in California, you go visit somewhere else, they will treat you very well. Foundations, many of them are, and we will talk about these a little bit later on, but again, Lions clubs are dedicated to serving the needs of others. And the Lions Eye Foundation, we have Canine Companions to provide dogs City of Hope. We support Ear of the Lion for the hearing impaired, Guide Dogs of the Desert, so many things that are, so many clubs and foundations that we are involved with. I didn't have room to list them all here, but if you have a copy of the district directory, you will find those. As presidents, you should receive a copy of the district directory. And somewhere in the middle of the book there, you'll see all the foundations that are available for you to become involved with, that you can support if you wish. I know you've got your hands filled, supporting the foundation, your own causes here locally, but if you have a few extra dollars, you can send some here in the direction of these foundations. The main foundations that we support, and the one that is common to all of us, is the Lions Clubs International Foundation, otherwise known as LCIF. It is the main arm for providing help to people throughout the world. We urge you, as a club, as an individual Lion, to please support LCIF. When there's an earthquake in Japan, when there's a hurricane in Louisiana, if there's river blindness in Africa, Lions Clubs International Foundation supports all of these, and we'll be talking about this in just a little while, but just keep this, it should be at the top of your list. And if you don't have an officer in charge of LCIF in your club, you should appoint one, and we'll come back to this a little bit later. Another foundation which is gaining prominence in California, which was just founded like 2 or 3 years ago and has been raising funds and is now just recently starting to provide grants, is the California Lions Foundation. And again, I am actually the secretary of this foundation, so I'll be talking about that a little bit later on. So helping the foundations is part of our mission, so please keep that in your mind. And so at this point, I'm going to turn over the microphone to Kevin Guess. Oops, wait a second, I didn't mean to do that. Lion Kevin, I need to unmute Lion Kevin. Or Kevin, perhaps you can unmute yourself. There you go. Lion Kevin, you are on the air. It's your microphone now.
Thank you, PDG Mario. Good morning, everyone. It's been an honor and a privilege to be part of this cabinet for this year, and want to thank District Governor Helen for allowing Mario and I to partner together to put together what we feel is a pretty outstanding presentation. I will tell you, as president and as a charter president, I can tell you and share my experiences that one of the first things I learned is I didn't know anything, because I was thrust into this without much experience as far as how to run an organization from the ground up. But I was able to find, and hopefully you will have found, that experience in other areas translate very well to leadership. So we want to talk a little bit, just as a reminder, that we all know that our local Lions Club is basic unit of our organization. Our programs, LCI, MD4, District, and Foundation, they only exist with the support of our local clubs. And for this year, upcoming year, that begins with you. As a club president, whether you're a repeat president or whether it's your first time, I'd like to share with you that welcome. We hope that you'll have an exciting year. My advice from personal experience is to relax and have fun. You are the face of the club. You automatically come July 1st, you'll be a member of the District Governor's Advisory Committee. We hope, and you'll be expected to attend and participate in your region and zone meetings, your council meetings, your quarterly cabinet meetings, and the annual district convention. I think it's paramount to utilize and develop a club leadership team, which hopefully would consist of your vice president or your vice presidents if you have that many members. And also anyone that you see shows a spark or has potential to become a leader, those 5-minute conversations that you're able to have and those connections that you make can go a long way for you to hopefully move forward in developing future leaders within your club. So it's important to send your vice presidents or some representatives to these meetings. There's a lot of information, there's a lot of requirements, but the basic requirement you already met, and that's your willingness to serve. You have the moral authority to be a leader of your club. You're elected by your club. Please don't be afraid to lead. The roles you will fill will be organizer, referee, monitor. You'll be a planner and organizer. Our job is to motivate, learn effective communication, develop some basic parliamentarian skills, and to mentor the members of your club. And one of the best key things I can offer you in your upcoming year as president is, please just remember that you're leading, but if you operate from a position of remembering when you were that first new lion entering a club, I guarantee you'll have a successful year because you'll be looking for those members that were in your spot previously. And I think that translates well. So being president, I basically feel that number one, what we're really talking about here in anything that we do is your relationships. How do we build relationships? How do we cultivate and develop those relationships with our members, with the members of our district cabinet, our district leaders? How do we remember to have fun? And how do we always remember to be inclusive? One of the ways I think we can do that moving forward is we have this great new virtual platform that we've been developing since this pandemic began. And I encourage you, especially if you looked at that map of MD4, you see that we are fortunate that we're in a very, very small space. And so we're actually able to access each other face to face. But you can also see where this virtual meeting place that is developing and increasing and improving day by day is really going to be a tremendous tool for clubs that have districts and districts that are spread out over a wide berth. I can share with you that our club has started doing virtual meetings, and because we have members that have moved on that are still members of our club, our plan is to continue to utilize this medium and do both. So we have members that are calling in from Reno and the Valley that are members of our club that can't make it in, but now that we have this format and this forum, we can include them, and our membership attendance is increasing. So your responsibilities for the year. Hopefully you have begun or are in the process of beginning to prepare and plan for your year. We all know that right now club retreats are not going to be much of an option, but you certainly can start meeting online with your members, even socially, to check in on them, set up a prearranged time, invite people in. It's a great way to socialize, check in on members, especially those members that may be a little isolative or maybe a little bit of a loner. It's really important that we include them in your job, and your commitment to doing that as president will set a trend that can continue to move forward to be inclusive of all your members. It's important that you develop a plan on paper, setting some short and long-term goals for your year, making sure that you have your committee assignments up and ready to go. For those of you that have signature service projects, how are you guys going to continue to do that? Are your chairs active? Have you found the next potential chair to be a co-chair or be a member of that committee so they can learn on the job? Have you determined your record keeping methods with your secretary and your treasurer? Have you taken the time to take a look at the forms that you're going to need and what are your fiscal responsibilities? So one of the things that we did this year, thinking ahead with the pandemic and not exactly knowing what's going to happen, is that we asked our treasurer to develop a tentative budget and planned out for the next year in case we're not able to fundraise. And so we have already been able to determine that we have enough to get us through this year. And the other thing is we've kind of started thinking out of the box as far as what are some of the fundraising opportunities that are available. I would encourage you, if you're on Facebook, to list your club as your birthday fundraiser. We've already, 5 of our members have already raised over $3,000 through that medium this year so far. Since the pandemic began, it's a great way to raise funds. Throughout the year, you are being responsible for running your meetings, really learning how to communicate effectively. And effective communication really, I think, believes with the ability to listen. By listening to our members, whether you agree with their viewpoints or not, and validating their viewpoints is a tremendous leadership skill that I feel we have to develop in order to keep members engaged and involved and making them feel a part of. Your correspondence, you're going to get a lot of emails. You're going to get a lot of back and forth from both the district and your, and international. In your year as president, it's really important that you take a few minutes a day to take a look at that correspondence and then delegate if you need support. Understanding your membership issues. Well, we know membership is really the most important thing that we do. Does your plan for the year include new voices? And for those of you who don't know, remember New Voices. New Voices is our program to increase diversity and raise our participation of women Lions to 50% in leadership over the next 3+ years. So that is an ongoing promotion that we hope you will embrace. What are you doing about your financial responsibilities? What are you doing to promote your club? Do you have a club blurb? Do you have an e-account? Lions, there's an e-account you can get through to set up an e-page through Lions Club International. You can actually look that up, and if you don't know how to get that done, we're happy to get that information to you. Other ways to promote your club are through Facebook, Twitter, making sure that you provide a blurb or at least a little pamphlet for your members to take with you. And then a great way to promote your club is to wear that Lions pin. You'd be surprised how many people will stop you when they see that pin or acknowledge you when you have that pin on. Throughout the year, you'll be receiving a visit from your governor. It's really important that you participate and at the zone meetings so that you can let other members in your area know what's going on, what you're doing. If you're struggling, if you need some help, your zone chair will be the perfect person to pass on that information to so we can get you the support that you may need. Attending district meetings and convention. It's really, really important and a great way to spread your horizons and meet other Lions and gain information and learn what others are doing that you can take back to your club to utilize. And the camaraderie and the information and participating in those gatherings are really, really fun and very, very important. And lastly, throughout the year, we wanted you to promote Lions Leadership Institute and the USA Canada Forums. Leadership Institute, if you have not gone, I encourage you to attend this. It's a life changer. It is a game changer as far as you finding your legs, being able to talk about the things you're doing. And I think for the majority of you, if you go to that Leadership Institute, you're going to make a lot of lasting friendships and really find out that you know more than you thought you did. In finishing year, we want, actually throughout the year, finishing year doesn't really cover it. Throughout the year, we want to recognize our members, whether it's just a pat on the back, or letting them know that you see them, where you tell them you appreciate and value their support and attendance at your events and your fundraisers and even your meetings. And then your appreciation event, whether it's an outing. One of the things our clubs used to do is we rent out a sailboat through the South San Francisco Yacht Club and take a boat ride as a club, just to kind of blow off some air and blow off some steam and just to celebrate ourselves after a lot of fundraising efforts and people really pitching in and utilizing access to be able to have the funds available to support our communities. It's important that you continue to strive to receive the Club Excellence Award, the President's Excellent Award, and the Secretary's Excellence Award, which we'll be talking about later. And then the next is transitioning to the next leadership team. And one of the best ways you can do that is by including your vice presidents in at least the planning and letting them know what you're doing. You can demonstrate how to run a club so that they're up and ready to go. Ordering supplies, you can partner with your secretary to order supplies as needed. If you need support or learning how to navigate that process, we can offer that as well. And then please, if you ever have the opportunity, try to plan to attend an international convention. It is an unbelievable experience to go and meet with 20, 30, 40,000 Lions from all over the world to be able to celebrate serving our communities. So to conclude this particular part of my presentation, it's important that you're prepared. I think it's important that you understand and remember that you're going to learn and embrace a virtual meeting platform. Make sure that you're doing some self-evaluations about how you're presenting, what you can do to improve upon. Just be willing to take an honest look at where you're trying to go and what you're bringing to the table. It's important to include your vice presidents as part of the leadership team. It's really important to partner with your secretary, who will be your right-hand person, and your treasurer in developing that tentative budget. And it's really important also to work with your board of directors to lay out your vision of both short and long-term goals for the year. So some of the meetings that you'll be attending, hopefully, will be your Peninsula Council of Lions Club, which is something that we do here in our area, as well as the San Francisco Coordinating Council of Lions. And for those of you out of our area, we have the benefit of having two different councils, one that serves the Lions in the San Francisco area and one that serves the Peninsula Lions of the Peninsula. And their primary function is to promote camaraderie, share ideas, and also prepare for the police and fire awards that our district sponsors every year through these two chairmen. So it's also really important to at least have representation at your region and zone meetings, your cabinet meetings, and your convention. And please remember, if you can't go, at the very least, send someone to represent you. So that's my portion, Mario.
Okay, I'm coming back. Sorry. If you guys are watching me on camera, I'm over here because people are still wanting to get in. I mean, it's a great thing. We've got a lot of people who are in the room. I guess we're up to 48 people who are trying to get in. I don't want anyone to miss the presentation, so I'm answering their emails as Lion Kevin was speaking. And in case you have members that want to who aren't able to make it this morning or tomorrow or this afternoon or tomorrow, all these presentations will be posted online at the District 4C4 website at some point in the near future. So we do want, one of the nice things about doing a webinar style is that we're able to record it and it'll be available later on. So thank you, Lion Kevin.
Excellent.
So of course, you want to be a leader and you don't want to be afraid of failure because it's impossible to fail. It's impossible to fail. And the reason I say that is because in many clubs, no one wants to take charge. And I think a lot of it is because they're afraid that they won't be able to do the job, that it's too hard, that that you can't do it. That was the case with me. I did not want to be a club president. I really didn't even want to be a club officer, to be perfectly honest. I wanted to come in, help out, and maybe do a little socialization. I did want to give back to the community, but I was afraid to be a leader, and the reason was, quite frankly, afraid of failure. But I have learned over the years that it's impossible to fail at this point, because whatever you do as a club president, as a secretary, as a treasurer, whatever it is that you do as in your service to the community, you're doing something. Doing something is better than doing nothing. If you don't step up, who's going to do it? So are you going to achieve all your goals? Probably not. Are you going to have failures? Are you going to fall short of expectations? Yes, of course that's going to happen. But the point is just to do your best, enjoy your year, the year of your term, and you're going to accomplish some great things, and you're going to have some great memories. One of the things for presidents that we recommend is that you take a lot of pictures, you keep a lot of mementos, and you put them all into a scrapbook. And then at the end of the year, you bring that scrapbook to Reading, and submit it for and show everyone what you and your club did for the year. I mean, and I still have my scrapbook in my office. Sometimes I'll pop it open, look it over. I'll tell you, it is great memories. So again, do not be afraid of failure, because it is impossible to fail. Whatever you do, whatever service you're able to achieve for your community, that's going to be a good thing. And then I almost forgot, really, not really, public speaking. A lot of people don't want to be the leader because they're afraid to get up in front of an audience. They're afraid to stand up in front of people. They're afraid they're going to forget something. I've probably forgotten already 10 things by the time we've reached this point. None of you know that I've forgotten anything, because you don't know what it is that I was going to talk about. But it's just the more that you do it, the more that you speak in public, the easier it's going to become. And so do not be afraid of public speaking. I might trip on my tongue every once in a while. The President of the United States will trip on his tongue every once in a while. But in any case, public speaking, the more you do it, the less of a burden that it becomes. I mean, when I first joined the club, I didn't even say a word at a meeting. I was just that shy. I sat between two of the members that introduced me to the club, and it took me a couple of years to actually even join. So the more things that you do, you become the expert on that particular topic. It becomes easier to speak. So public speaking, if that's a problem, just all I can say is the more you do it, the easier it becomes to do. I believe we're still on me, right, Kevin? So anyway,
yes.
You want to plan your year. And so you want, as president, you want to have a club budget. And for this, you're going to need to work with your treasurer, and you're going to need a little help from the previous year's treasurer, because he's got to turn over the books to you, and he or she should turn over a report saying what was spent on what. Hopefully last year's president had a budget, and you can look and see what the variance was between last year, between what was actually spent and the budget, and you can adjust. And so you want to say, here are going to be our fundraisers, here's what we're going to spend the money on, and have an idea of what you did last year and what new ones you want to do this year. You want to have an idea of what kind of service projects are you going to want to do. How did projects do last year? How is it done historically? Can you repeat what you did last year? Can you repeat your successes? And how do you improve on your disappointments? And so, of course, when you create a budget and when you're planning out your projects, you want to be realistic in your projections, because if you say, okay, we're going to increase our membership by this much, well, if you're going to set the goal sky high, you got to make sure that it is realistic and that you can reach those projections, because if not, then you're going to have trouble reaching your goals. Make sure to assign chairmen for your service projects and fundraisers, and you want to do that early enough so that they have time to plan ahead. So being that we're at the beginning of June and your service projects and fundraisers, these are going to be coming up pretty soon now. For instance, in my club, we have a fireworks booth that's coming up early next month, and our project, our fireworks chairman is already at work. So do it early enough so that they can plan ahead, and they want to plan that out. They want to talk to the previous year's chairperson, or maybe it's the same one, but again, they want to plan it out. You want to have at your calendar meeting and at your budget meeting, you want to brainstorm. So you try and include as many members as possible, but then at some point you have to shut it down and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. So that's where the leadership part of it comes in. You're taking in all the suggestions, all the ideas, but at some point, between you have to decide what it is that you want to do, and of course you have to have everything approved by the board of directors. Oh, there it is. Don't forget to get board approval for your calendar and for your budget. If something new, something unexpected comes up over the course of the year, then you want to go ahead and get board approval. And in most clubs, that also means getting approval of the membership. So go ahead and do that. So plan your year, get it done. Let's talk a little bit about the other positions within the club, because you've got to work with your officers. And you depend on your officers. You're not going to do it all, and nor should you do it all. You may be very much motivated. You want to get things right. You do want to name people that you trust into your vital positions, and then you kind of have to let them go with it. When you oversee the operation, so if you give someone a project, unless you see something is going seriously wrong with that project, I would let that chairperson go with it. And so that is just a little philosophy of mine. But let's talk about the secretary first. The secretary is your right hand and your trusted advisor. So helps you to plan the meeting, prepares the agenda for you, or you may say, I want this and this and that on the agenda. And when you're running a meeting, your secretary is going to be whispering in your ear during the meetings, because believe me, and I'm feeling it right at this very second, you know, I'm looking at things that I need to do as I'm talking, and you can't remember everything. And the secretary takes the minutes of the board meeting and the minutes of the general meeting. So anything that happens, the secretary kind of has to, and the minute the general meeting happens, write it down and make sure that it stays in the record. The secretary also submits reports to the district, to LCI, to the contest commissioner. And actually, I can't see what it says there. Remind your secretary of important things that you want to have included in your report. And this is important too, because I'm going to share a story. The fellow guy on the left there with the sunglasses, that's my, he is my sponsor. That's Lion Allen Hafter. The fellow in the middle there was Frank Racino, who was president. He made me his secretary. And he kept coming to me and saying, we did this, include that in the report. We did that, include that in the report. He kept telling me what to include in the report, which I appreciated. The year before, I was the secretary for somebody else, and there was no training available at that time. And I thought I was doing a good job, and I found out later on that I wasn't doing a good job. And you know how I found out? I overheard someone discussing it with somebody else, overheard a conversation where they said, this secretary stinks, basically. And I looked, and I was a little hurt, and I looked into it, and I found out that he was right. So anyway, training is the best way. So if I'm going to remind you right now that to send your secretary, if they've not signed up, secretary training is following immediately after this. At whatever the time it is that it says there. But the point of my story was that Frank kept telling me to report this, report that, report this, report that. And at the end of the year, you know, the club did quite well in the club contest. That's not the reason why we serve, but, you know, a nice pat on the back is something that makes us all feel good. So, you know, to win an occasional award is something that helps. And so that is part of the function of the secretary. So, you know, the contests are not for bragging rights. The contests are the way that LCI has developed to motivate us to do better. Hey, that club is about the same size as we are. We can do as much as they can. Maybe we can even do a little bit better. That's what the club contests are for. So let's motivate each other. Report what your club achieves, both in fundraising and in projects, and that is the job of the secretary. So again, make sure your secretary attends a training. If they can't attend a little bit later on this morning, make sure that they go to the training webinar that's going to be posted on our website. The treasurer, that is still me, right, Kevin?
Yes, that's you.
Yes, you're coming up after me. Are you coming up after this? Okay. So the treasurer keeps the club's financial records. And again, treasurer training is a little bit later on, I believe at 2 o'clock this afternoon. So send your treasurer to that. The treasurer keeps the club's financial records, so takes in charge of the checkbook and is in charge of keeping track of all the finances for the district. writes checks as authorized by board action. In some clubs, the president has a little leeway. In our club, I believe we give our presidents about $200 a month for things to do at his discretion. I believe that's our president's discretionary fund. Your club may or may not do that, but for the majority of checks that are written or paid by the treasurer, it has to be authorized by board action. Most of those authorizations are going to come from the budget that is approved at the beginning of the year. So again, very important for the treasurer to create that budget and get it approved. The president has to get it approved by the board. The treasurer reports to the board of directors. And again, Lion Rich Kiki is going to be presenting at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and he'll go over the types of reports that need to be sent to the president and to the board of directors. It is important to maintain separate charity and administration accounts. We pay our dues into the club. Everything that comes in from the community goes into a separate account. We do not intermingle the two. Again, this is very important. One of the reasons we can say that every penny that is raised from the community goes back into the community is because our members pay all administrative costs. Every single penny that comes from the community has to go back out to the community. Do not use money from the community to pay your club dues and bills. Very important. The treasurer is also to report on the budget and how it is going. Are we on budget? Are we keeping to what we said? So that is important to know as well. The club treasurer also submits IRS forms. Now, depending on the size of your club, you may have someone, a bookkeeper. You may have, maybe you want to recruit a bookkeeper for your club to do these forms. We happen to have one in the San Bruno Lions Club who submits our IRS forms. The president or the treasurer signs those forms, and they get submitted on an annual basis. How expensive your IRS form is, you may just do the small 990 form, or you may do a bigger report. But in any case, depending on how active your club is and how much money you take in, that will affect the amount of, how big your IRS forms. And you also have to send in on an annual or semi-annual basis to the Secretary of State. And again, depending on whether you're a 501c3 or a 501c4, that will affect, what the reports that you have to make. And again, treasurer's training is at 2 p.m. today, and that I encourage you to send your treasurer to participate in that. And if they can't make that, the training will be on the website. And so, Lion Kevin, I believe that I turn it over to you at this point.
Thank you, Mario. So we're going to talk briefly about vice presidents. I mentioned earlier that as president, it's a beautiful thing if you can include your vice presidents and make them a part of your leadership team. It's important to assign them their areas of responsibilities, whether overseeing special projects and or different committees. In our club, we tend to divide those responsibilities up among our two vice presidents. Include them and send them and bring them to your district and council, whether you can go or not. Your mission is to prepare them to be the leaders. That's why you include them in the decision-making process, realizing that ultimately, as the president, you will set the direction, but helping them find their voice and letting them be a part of and actually have them as with you to actually be part of operation is literally preparing them to take over that position moving forward. And one of the things that we do every year is in the second half of the fiscal year, we always have our vice presidents run a meeting, and we alternate them each month so that both are prepared. And one of the reasons that's important is the year that I was transitioning out after my second year of being the charter president, our first vice president got sick and wasn't able to take over the position. But because we had prepared both vice president, our second vice president was ready to take over. And so it's a great lesson for us to prepare our fellow members to be so that they're actually able to step into those shoes and lead whenever called upon. Your willingness to include them and mentor them is paramount. And that also includes partnering with your board. And the beauty of the board of directors is that hopefully you have created a spot. Our directors are generally for our newer lions. It gives them opportunity to find out how the process works, to get up to speed, to get comfortable in leadership. And then the best way to include them is to empower them by recognizing their role in decision making and cultivate the relationships within that board. Encourage them to take their responsibility seriously. Call up and follow up and make sure that all your board members are attending. You have to have a quorum in order to make any decisions. And it's also really great if you can ask them to attend some of the district training sessions and also some of the events that you attend. So they actually get to see lions at a district and maybe even multiple district level in action.
If I might interject here, Lion Kevin.
Absolutely.
It's important as the leader, one of your jobs as the leader is to, I think Lion Kevin already said, is to mentor new leaders. You need to develop your replacement. Unless you want to be president of the club for 3-4 years, you've got to make your vice president, make sure that he or she is comfortable becoming the president. You need to work with your board of directors and your other committee chairs and prepare them to take a step up. So again, part of that is by asking them to attend trainings such as this. Even if they're not, what we did this year in our club and what we've done in the past is that we have a person who's in charge of this particular committee, but I'm going to be working with 1 or 2 other people who are going to help me so that they can become comfortable with that committee. I see a comment here from PDG Ken, and as a matter of fact, Ken is in charge of PR, communication, social media in our club. He's identified a couple of people who are going to work with him next year. Hopefully he's going to be the international director from California, and those people will be ready to step up. And we do this in several of the positions. Lion Cause runs our community projects. He's been doing it for a few years. He's going to be identifying some people who are going to be, he's going to start grooming some people. So the point is that the Lions Club president, you want to be grooming people to take your place, to move up. And of course, your brand new baby lion, of course, you want to get them on a committee as soon as possible. So, I mean, it's a constant process. I'm sorry, Lion Kevin. Oh, one more thing on the quorum. Nothing worse than having a board meeting and not having enough people to be able to vote on the things that you're talking about. So make sure that, if you're getting close on the quorum to where just enough people are showing up, you need to pick up the phone and say, hey, we missed you at the last meeting. Why don't you come on in and, make the next one. So that's an important thing to do too. Okay, let me see. I'm not even sure where we're at here. Oh yeah, there you go, Kevin. That's still yours.
Okay, good. So I just wanted to mention PDG Ken actually mentioned, and I thought I had mentioned it before, but I'll reemphasize that the board meeting is a really great opportunity for you to not only empower your board, but to include them by making sure that they understand the club's budget, how the funds are raised, and what the expenditures occur. That's where the meat and potatoes stuff is done. And that's where you're able to really develop a consensus about where you're trying to go. And it's really a key factor in having your board support where you're trying to go for the year. So, and by doing that, then when you start talking to them about the different training sessions and you've lit that and you've kind of lighted that spark, it's really important to encourage them to attend that MD4 Leadership Institute. So as Mario stated, we are literally training them to be our future leaders. And that's where you'll be able to start to identify the ones that are interested, the ones that have potential that they may not even see in themselves, and then we have the opportunity to cultivate that. Next slide, please. So membership. Membership is the key component in where we're trying to go. So, as a As a new Lion, it was emphasized by my guiding Lion, Past District Governor Al Russell, that the most important thing that you as president can set the tone for is recruiting and developing membership. And there's two ways to do that. Number one, it has to be your priority. We all know that a club that doesn't add new members will die for a lot of reasons. Your core group is going to burn out if you're not adding new Lions and getting them involved. Membership chair cannot do this alone. It not only should be a committee, every Lion member that you have should be provided the coaching and asked to bring in new members. There are many ways you can do that, whether you're planning a membership drive, invite a guest night, wear your Lions pin. I can't tell you how many times I've been stopped by someone asking me about, are you in Lions? And it is a great conversation starter. Where will you find these members? Well, you can find them virtually anywhere. And that's why the importance of wearing your Lions pin is something I want to emphasize, because that's going to create opportunities for you to share about Lions. I know when I start talking to people about Lions, I talk too much because I'm so excited to be a part of this organization. And what you'll find is your recruiting pitch really isn't about the history. It's about what you're able to do to support your community. And people want to be a part of that. The membership wheel, it shows all the different areas that you can actually find potential new members, whether it's professional person at your job, business associates, your church, your neighbors, your friends, social activities or civic clubs, someone you trade or do business with, and even relatives. And so you have, and there's a litany of others. You never know when the opportunity is going to present itself for you to develop membership. So it's important to be prepared to share about Lions. I would say that you should, if you have the opportunity, just think of a quick 30-second to a minute presentation about what you love about Lions, not necessarily about the history of Lions. You might want to share we're a worldwide organization and we're the largest worldwide organization, but then it's about what made you a Lion, and I can give you a couple examples of that. My first aha moment about Lions came when we had our installation, our charter installation, and literally the whole district showed up and literally filled Mahaney Hall, which is where the San Carlos Lions meet. And I had instant friendships and instant support as someone that really didn't know exactly what Lions Clubs International was all about. I can tell you those friendships and relationships and mentoring that I received from so many different leaders was just it's a game changer. And my other aha moment on a more personal level happened when my mother had passed about 5 years ago, and I went back home to Iowa for the services, and I received a call from the district governor in Des Moines. And he had not only offered his condolences from the district and the Lions of Iowa, but he also had taken the time to read a little bit and know that my mother was an educator and a teacher. And then the district sent flowers to my mother's service. You tell me where you're going to find people like that. It is something that really touched my heart. It still does today. I actually get choked up about it when I think about it, because the idea that someone I didn't even know, just because I'm a part of this organization, reached out and made a difference that day and made our day a little more peaceful is a tremendous story. So that's what this organization is about. It's about serving others. It's about looking after those that are struggling, and we all struggle. And so that's a story I just wanted to share with you. The last thing about membership, I mentioned it earlier, but I want to mention it again. The New Voices Initiative is very, very important. Okay, it's extremely important. It is designed for us to increase leadership amongst the women Lions of the world to at least 50%, and also promote diversity in both in our clubs, district, multiple district, and internationally. In order to do that, you must explain the duties of membership, how the dues structure works, attendance at meetings, participation in our service projects and fundraisers, and the expectation of leadership. The induction ceremony. Inducting a new Lion should be a big deal for not only for you, but for the members of your club and also the sponsor, because by making this a big event, it really takes you back to the day you joined, and it's kind of like a refresher and a rekindling about why we're here. So you can really make that a really, really memorable commitment.
You may want to bring in the governor, a vice governor, a past district governor, region chair, bring someone in, make the new member feel special.
And then also, this membership it's a culture. So if you have a culture in your club and you're developing that culture in a club, then when somebody shows up that's new and they're a new member of your club, this person should never be alone. He should always be included at the table. You need to find them. And, we all know that we have people that are pretty quiet and they want to be a part of, and they may not have that comfortable feeling. They haven't gotten comfortable yet. So it's important that you as the president set that tone by making sure that you go greet that person and set that example for your other members, that you make sure that person is included. You make sure that person that has a seat at the table, literally has a seat at the table. Ask us a more experienced lion to get up and ask them to put their arms around this new lion and keep them involved. By doing that, you're setting the example for other lions in your club, and it creates a culture of inclusion and support and camaraderie that cannot be replaced.
Kevin, that's exactly the point I was going to make. Again, I included this picture because there's Lion Frank there again at the front of the picture. When I came in as a new lion, I was quite shy, and Frank Racino made it a point to put his arm around me every meeting. He put it right around my neck and pulled me close to him and he said, "You're the best." And it was something, I didn't know. I knew one, maybe two people in the club. It was something that made me feel special, and I really appreciated it. Another story is that I remember the first time that I went to a council meeting. I think I wasn't involved in the district yet, and I was assigned to go to a Peninsula Council meeting, and I went. No one else from my club was going, and no one talked to me. I didn't know anyone, and everyone was in their conversations, and no one spoke to me. And I thought that, gosh, this is such a mistake to be here, and I wasn't going to go back. And so ever since that, I'm very happy that I did go back, because I've made so many new friends and so many friends from this organization. But I guess the point is that since that time, I'm always aware of seeing someone who is by themselves, who's not talking to anyone. And I always make it a point to go and talk to this person who's by themselves and find out if they know anyone here. And if they don't, I sit and chat with them and I try to introduce them to others. And so, yeah, I feel bad now, Ken, huh? No, okay, no, you're great. Anyway, as a leader, and make sure that you bring it up to your members to not let anyone sit alone. That's very important. Sorry, Kevin.
No worries. Thank you for that. And then, as you can see, we have a picture of the new member orientation guide. As president, there's going to be a lot of information available, and we'll be talking about some of the pamphlets that are going to be available for your usage. Someone did mention earlier about the community assessment at the end of the year. I see you. We'll be talking about that as well. Basically, what we're trying to do is give you an overview, and we are going to provide you access to all this information. And so with that being in mind, as president, one of the things that I learned how to do, and initially it was a little bit of a pain because I come home from work and I really didn't want to do anything, but I actually try to take at least 10 to 15 minutes a day, not every day, but at least I made a commitment to do it at least 3 to 5 days a week, where I open up something that I'm curious about, that I need to know, and make sure I have access to that information so I can pass it on. And so you're not going to have all the answers to the questions that are going to be presented to you. It's important you know how to access the answers, and that's leadership, and that's going to be part of your job this year. So Mario has posted, as you can see, the membership training will begin tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Those of you that are interested, please attend. Even if you are not a membership chair, there's going to be a tremendous opportunity to learn about how we continue to keep our organization strong by recruiting and adding new members.
Membership is everybody's responsibility. So yes, please.
And even if someone, and the last thing I want to say before we move on, Mario, is, and even if someone may not be a fit for your club, chances are there's going to be a fit somewhere. So please remember that, okay, this person might not fit my club, but there's a club down the road that this guy would be perfect for. We're recruiting for the organization, not just for your club. So, be a team player. And then that's all I have to say about this particular topic. So Mario, you next.
Okay, so anyway, club communications, public relations, and social media presence. It is important to communicate, one, to your club members, two, to your community, the community that you serve. You have to let them know what your club is doing. They have to know to come to you for projects. They have to know that you're in the community, because some of these people who see what you do are going to want to join your club. And so it's important to have a social media presence, to have public relations, to have your banner up at your events. You know, when you have a club meeting in a restaurant, say, you know, to have your banner up and say a little sign, club meets here. So just so happens that we have PDG Ken Ibarra in the room. He's going to be making the presentation tomorrow at noon on club communications, PR, and social media. But, you know, some of the things that we'll just cover real quickly here are the fact that, you know, your club may want to have a bulletin and a newsletter, which nowadays is sent out electronically. When I first joined, it was sent out by mail. If you have someone who is website savvy, Lion August, where are you? You can have a website to remind your members to come to the club meeting, to remind your club board members to come to the board meeting. You might assign one person who then works with 2 or 3 others and have a phone tree. A lot of communication goes on through email. I've been on the email quite a bit, and when you see me turn over here to my left, it's because I'm emailing someone who couldn't get into the meeting. Facebook is a big thing now. We get a lot of information off of Facebook, and that is a big way to communicate both to your members and to the community. Text messaging is a great way to communicate. So, you know, you've got that phone with hopefully a lot of memory in it. You know, you put in all your board members, you know, I'm the secretary of the California Lions Foundation. I've got all the board members, all the officers in my phone. I need to get a hold of them, or they haven't shown up to a meeting. I might shoot them a text as the secretary. I say, hey, we've started our meeting. Why don't you come on in? And just remind them. So text messaging is a big thing. Let's see. Group me on WhatsApp. I mean, you know, you can choose to, you know, we have a San Bruno Group Me site, and we communicate that way. The district is going to communicate with you as club president, and in fact with every member in the district through the district's thread every Sunday. So don't just delete that district thread. Take a look at it. A lot of links in that district thread. So, you know, click on the links, find out what's going on in the district. If you think your club might want to become involved, say, with going to St. Anthony's Dining Room or Rise Against Hunger, or you know, any of the other district projects that comes up, you know, note it down. You know, if you're not interested in the information that's there, you know, take it to your club meeting. Just make an announcement of stuff that's going on around the district, and you know, your members may want to go. So be on the lookout for emails from your district and from your council. L3 and C6, you guys don't have councils, I don't believe. In the San Francisco area, we do have a Peninsula Council and the San Francisco Council. So if you keep hearing us referring to that, that's why. This down here at the bottom is an example of the district thread, and all those blue lettering there, those are links. So you can get more information on anything that you want to know about by clicking the links. Another thing that will happen, I don't know if I should have included this under this area, but the district governor and the cabinet, well, it is a form of communication. The governor comes to communicate with the local clubs, and so each district governor does visitations. So when the governor sends you a email saying that I'd like to visit your club, and can you please give me a date or two when I can email, or I can come visit your club, please get back to the governor, and this year let her know when it is convenient for her to visit, and the governor is to be the main topic of conversation at the meeting that night. You can carry on other business, but for the most part, it's going to be the governor's meeting. And so please make sure to set time aside for the governor's visitation. Let's see. Oh, yes. And so, yes, I already mentioned that the PR, communications, and social media training presentation will be put on by PDG Ken Ibarra. Tomorrow at noon. Okay. And so, Kevin, you're on for meetings and the agenda.
Right. So, I mean, everybody's attended meetings. Okay. It's important, number one, that as president, you're prepared. So, president, of course, would call the meeting to order. whether you're going to sing a patriotic song or an invocation is optional. We definitely want to have a roll call. And just quick mention, there's a lot of great comments happening in the chat room. One of the beauties of having so many experienced Lions is that while Mario and I are trying to riff a little bit and share some of our experiences as part of this presentation, we're also trying to stick to a format. So it's really great, and we encourage something that may not be mentioned. If you want to mention, as you can see, both Lion August and PDG Ken are kind of filling in some of the gaps of things we're not mentioning. And that's great. So please take a look at that, because there is additional information that we may not, or a comment we may not make, that may be in the chat room. So we want to make sure we have a roll call. It's important that you have and keep a club member roster, which would, because it's really important to have those names and numbers. If somebody's missing or you haven't heard from them in a while, then you can set up a mail tree to try to reach out to that member just to see if they're all right, and let them know that you're thinking about them, which may bring them back. There may be something that's going on with them. So it's important to have that district roster as well. You definitely want to make sure you introduce the members and the guests, and then whether you have a meal or not is up to you. One of the things we've been doing since we've been having our meetings virtually is that we have a little socialization period. We run our meeting, and then we have basically some camaraderie and a little bit of fun and levity while people are sharing their meals in place, and we're still chatting and talking and checking in with each other. It's been a great way to stay connected, and we've actually, like I said before, have attracted some new members, have returned to the fold because they're out of the area, and they really are grateful to be able to participate again. Some clubs have guest speaker and entertainment, either before or after the business portion. We try to demonstrate a little bit about what we do as a club by running a shortened version or a condensed version of that meeting, and then we turn over the meeting to our guests in their time slots, and then we share a meal with them as well. The minutes, it should be read and approved. Report of the officers and committees, which will be followed by any announcement or communications, and then old business. New business would also be adjusted if time allows. You could adjust it then, or you could put it on the agenda for the next meeting. Then of course you would adjourn. It's really important, Mario, you can go to the next page. It's really important, number one, to start on time. We have a great tail twister. He loves being a tail twister. He's been our tail twister for a few years. He has a little old bicycle horn that he has attached to a can. And if your phone goes off, he finds you. If he feels like finding you, he finds you. We've kind of taken the lead from some of our other Lions that I was able to meet with when I became a cabinet officer, to really try to add some fun and levity to the club. And it's a fantastic way to keep them involved. And it's a great position for a Lion that may be a little bit introverted, to get them a little bit out of their comfort zone and learn how to have fun and communicate. Finish on time. We try to hold our meetings to about an hour, and then we have fellowship and we share a potluck. Keep it interesting. Always be respectful and courteous to your guests. Sometimes it may take a gentle reminder to our members that we have a guest, because as a Lions family, sometimes we let our guards down because we know each other, and some of the bickering and some of the cat calls and some of the things that we do amongst ourselves may not be appropriate when you're having visitors. Are you including or asking local community or business leaders, service recipient, district committee chairs to come in? We try to make sure that we have our LCIF chair, our Lions Alpha Initiative chair, or any other chair that wants to come make a presentation. We always try to make an accommodate time for them to come visit us. And are your board meetings separate? For a lot of people, especially I would say for those clubs that are really spread out, I would assume that you would definitely want to try to do all yours at once, just because of the travel constraints. And then where's your venue? Is it a restaurant, somebody's home, a place of business, church hall? And now Zoom or GoToMeeting. It is a tremendous, absolutely tremendous addition to our ability to be able to stay connected. And then also, as president, it's really important that you brush up on your club bylaws and Robert's Rules of Order. We're talking about basic Robert's Rules of Order. And Mario has graciously printed a quick little synopsis on what happens in a meeting using Robert's Rules. A member raises the agendized topic or idea. There's a motion for action and seconded, and then there's discussion, followed by the motion or a vote. And so that is the basic tenet of Robert's Rules of Order. It's important that you learn them. You can check with, if you have any questions on how to get comfortable with that, we can certainly provide you that information. There are a lot of experienced lions in our district. Please utilize their expertise and knowledge and experience to be able to learn and get comfortable with running an effective meeting. Next page.
Okay, I think this is me. Okay, so planning projects. One, I mean, what is your goal? And you have to consider whether you're raising funds or whether you're spending the money. A service project, that is. So you have to decide what it is that you're trying to achieve. Are you going to have a spaghetti dinner? Are you serving the hungry? Bingo dinner? But whatever it is, someone's got to be in charge of it. And I suggested it not be you. As president, I suggest that you delegate it, appoint a chairperson and committee members, or the chairperson will go out and get their people and say, hey, work with me on this. Or at that meeting and say, okay, you're going to do it. Who do you want to work with you? Here, this guy can be in charge of the bar. That guy can be in charge of the raffle. That person can get advertisers. That person can run the kitchen, that sort of thing. You need to secure a date and venue. So you will need to schedule planning meetings as needed. So you don't want to go in there and my current line president, who I brought into the club after meeting him at one of our functions, President-elect Marco Durazo, is just fantastic at running a planning meeting. I mean, he sets up like 3 or 4 meetings ahead of the event and goes in. He's got an agenda and he goes right through the thing, and we put on a terrific crowd feed. So anyway, very important to have these planning meetings. A budget, anticipate income and expenses. And again, this goes back to what you did at the beginning of the year when you were planning your overall club budget. You kind of want to make it fit. I mean, of course, the more that you're able to make, the better that it will be, but you got to decide how much you're going to charge, what your expenses are going to be. You certainly don't want to lose money on a fundraiser. If it's going to be a dinner, for instance, our crab feed, we have a bar. Do you need a liquor license? Go down to the ABC place. I used to know where that was because I used to be the person in charge of running down to the ABC department there. Alcohol, I can't even remember what ABC stands for anymore. But anyway, do you need a liquor license? You may or may not. If you're serving liquor, yes, and it's a fundraiser, you should have a liquor license. Are you preparing food? Do you need health department clearance? PDG Jack Van Etten of the Burlingame Lions Club oftentimes provides food handling and preparation classes through the district, and so you may want to check the district thread to keep an eye out for this. You do not want the health department coming in on you and saying, hey, you should have put up some nets if you're doing something in the park. You want to make sure that everything is handled hygienically, hand scrubs, washing station, gloves, aprons, that sort of thing. If you're handling food, you got to do it right, because you don't want people getting sick on you, because you certainly don't want people talking about the time they got sick at the Lions function. Will you require insurance for the facility? Lions Clubs International provides insurance. You don't have to pay for it for most functions. However, it does not cover alcohol. If you're going to be serving alcohol, there is a separate alcohol insurance that you can purchase. And again, if you need help looking up how to get the basic insurance, that is on the LCI website. Any of our district officer. Oh, thank you, Lydia. Alcohol beverage control. Okay. Any district officer should be able to help you find how to get the insurance for your facility. Alcohol insurance is a different thing. You may want to go out and price shop that a little bit, but again, it's not hard to find. Are you going to have advertisers and sponsors? In our club, we sell placemat ads, and many of the members have their own businesses, and that can supplement your fundraising. You can go out into the community and get businesses that are not members to advertise on your placemat. Again, the placemat sponsors could cover the basic costs, leaving more of your income to go toward the bottom line. It is a good idea to have a post-event review meeting to say, hey, what went wrong, what went right, what are we going to try and do again next year? Your chairman who did it this year might say, yeah, I'd be open up for doing it again next year. I kind of got it down. Or that chairperson might say, I've kind of done it for a couple of years now. It's kind of time to move on to the second person or the next person in line. But in any case, you start planning for next year. So think about that. Service project ideas, there's a whole list of them here. Maybe take a screenshot of, press print screen at the top and put it onto your word processor or whatever. But I'm not going to read all these, but there's no shortage of ideas. The only thing that limits what type of service projects you do is your own imagination and the imagination of your members. Why it's always important to bring in new members, because new members bring in new ideas. So that is something to take into consideration. I forgot to add it, but again, service project training, service project reporting is going to be a class tomorrow morning at 10:30. Lion August Valera of the San Francisco Phil-Am Lions Club is going to be putting that on tomorrow. It just occurred to me, I've been going back and forth here. If some of you have had trouble getting I tried to mail out the links to all these sessions. I'm going to be posting the links on the Facebook page, hopefully right after this meeting is over. So if you have other sessions that you're interested in, I'm going to post it on the District 4C4 Facebook page if I'm able to get clearance to get onto that page. So anyway, that's the service projects. So Lion Kevin, I think you're covering LCIF, aren't you?
Yes, I am. So Lions Club International Foundation. My hope is that we all know about the importance and just how incredibly wonderful our charitable arm is. They provide emergency grants, as Mario mentioned earlier, with hurricanes, wildfires, earthquakes, the gas explosion in San Bruno, which Mario will be speaking on very shortly.
And now COVID.
Yes, and now COVID. This vision, special projects that we've been engaged in, Vision Screeners, which is a program our district has embraced both on the club and district level. African River Blindness, Civic Improvements, Mateo's Dream, which is a handicap accessible park, just a tremendous program, water purification projects, and then most recently we received an emergency grant to support our county hospitals here in our district. Matching grants starting at $10,000 and the max is $200,000. It is imperative that each club have an LCIF chair. In our club and in many clubs, the immediate past president generally takes on that role, which is a great way to keep them involved and gives them something that's really important to concentrate on, as well as supporting the incoming president. Next page. So Campaign 100, just briefly, this campaign started the 5-year goal to raise anywhere from up to $300 million. We're past halfway to our goal. There is a model club program, $500 per member average over a 5-year period. We already have 2 model clubs in our district, and 3 other clubs have committed. Next page. $50 a member will make you 100% club. LCIF is really great. They will help you keep track. Once you reach $1,000 in donations as a club, you are able to utilize a Melvin Jones Award, and you could use that to recognize your club's Lion of the Year, the club president, or any other deserving member or person. The Melvin Jones member is a huge honor. We have many multiple Melvin Jones fellows in our district. We're very proud of their contributions to this foundation. Once again, I already stated, every club needs to have an LCIF chair to educate the club and lead the fundraising activities. And then we have a dynamic, super dynamic LCIF chair, Lion Amy Fink, who's done a wonderful job both at local club level and our district level as our LCI chair. If you have any information, or please don't hesitate to get in contact with Lion Amy directly. You can contact myself or Mario if you need her contact information, and you can also access her through the thread.
I'm going to say at this point that, Kevin, you mentioned the $10,000 grant that we received from LCIF that was split among 3 hospitals in our district.
Mhm.
It is just a terrific thing to support LCIF. If you want to honor your line of the year or your club president, consider giving $1,000 and buying a Melvin Jones for that person. There's a line there in the center there, check your account. If you go online to the My Lion website, you can actually find out, because a lot of clubs have money in their Melvin Jones account because it is cumulative. If a Lion in your club gives $10 and that guy and another person gives 20 and another gives 50 and another gives 100, it builds up, and it stays in the account. A person can build it up can build up a Melvin Jones within their own account. If the club gives money to the to LCIF, it can actually build up. So there are some clubs that I am aware of that have Melvin Jones awards that are ready to be awarded, that you can actually go in and say, I want to give it to such and such. As president, that's kind of your prerogative, but you do have to check the account. I mentioned that I myself am the secretary of the California Lions Foundation, which is a relatively new foundation in California, MD4. And we are a California nonprofit. And our purpose is to help Lions clubs provide more service. It was mentioned just previously that LCIF has matching grants that starts at $10,000. And if you have a project that is smaller, does not require $10,000, California Lions Foundation may be able to help you with that. If you're a smaller club and you need anywhere from $500 and currently up to $5,000, and you can raise the funds to have us match it, we're able to help you with that. It is a limitation in that each district can only have 2 matching grants at any one time. We currently, in this district, we gave a matching grant to the San Francisco Host Lions Club, and we paid for half of a vision screening machine, which unfortunately, because of COVID, they haven't had a chance to use yet. And just last week, California Lions Foundation approved a matching grant to the Silicon Valley Cyber Lions Club for $5,000. And again, that is for purchase of face masks to be provided to first responders, hospitals, nursing homes. So again, if you have a project and you want to be considered for a matching grant, visit the website, which is written there, californialionsfoundation.org. I believe in C6, Lion President, there was a project for a club that wanted to purchase, I believe, a sneeze guard for their cafeteria. I mean, there's no limit, as to what the idea is for your club, but you do have to raise the funds. So whether it's Hunger Project, Vision Screening, schools, whatever, California Lions Foundation is there to work. Now, we don't want to be in competition with LCIF. That's not the point. The point is that LCIF is our should receive the main bulk of our donation dollars, because LCIF is worldwide. If there, as I mentioned before, an earthquake in Japan, river blindness in Africa, hurricane in Louisiana, that's how we're helping. We can't go to Japan or Africa or Louisiana and put our feet on the ground for most of us. The only way that we can provide service there is by donating to LCIF. And so we strongly urge you to donate to LCIF. We're just asking for, if you're given $1,000 or $2,000 to LCIF, maybe you can spare $100 for the California Lions Foundation. But the point is that if you want to make a major contribution to California Lions Foundation, we do have a K. Fukushima Award for $1,000 that can be awarded to Reginald Harris for $2,500. And if you want to be a supporting club, that is available for $5,000. And again, all donations to the California Lions Foundation stay in California. It is for local events, local projects only. So if you want to do something here in California, California Lions Foundation could be the place to go. So please give me a call or visit the foundation website. The applications are there. And Kevin.
So we would talk briefly about the Lion's Eye Foundation of California, Nevada. Their mission is to preserve and restore the gift of sight by providing free ophthalmic examinations, operations, and medications to the less fortunate. So many of you know our originally Lions Club International was charged by Helen Keller in 1925 to become Knights of the Blind. So this is near and dear to our roots and our beginnings. They also have fellowships available for donations. They have the Helen Keller Fellowship and Passage Governor Don Stanaway Fellowship. We just recently lost Passage Governor Don Stanaway, who was really the foundation force in starting and really bringing this foundation up to prominence. A supporting club requires about $9 a member a year and a one-time fee of $100. They opened up a brand new facility up in San Francisco in cooperation with the California Pacific Medical Center. Facility is absolutely beautiful. We have Lions that have had an opportunity to not only tour that, but as you can see down below, we have many of our district leaders are part and members are part of that foundation and trustees. And please contact Lion Yvonne Cantola. If any other trustee down below listed, if you have information or want to know more about that particular organization. They do have access to anything having to do with eyes for referrals, screening, and surgeries if needed, and they provide pretty much any service that you would need, including support for the families that need access or a place to stay while they're receiving those services. Another fantastic foundation that's based here in our multiple district along with Nevada.
Yeah, and I know in Southern California they have their own eye foundation. I believe it's of Southern California. But I mean, as you've mentioned, Lion Kevin, I mean, we work with the doctors at California Pacific Medical Center. They'll do the surgeries and they'll even put them up at a hotel if they need to travel. But I mean, it's a wonderful thing to give back the gift of sight to someone who really can't afford their care.
Cool. Next slide.
Yes. Next slide. There we go.
So I get to talk about another loss we just suffered was the loss of our past district governor, George Habib. Lion George his passion was the Lions Project for Canine Companions for Independence. And what a wonderful organization he brought to the forefront. Since 1975, they provided canines, companions provided assistance for dogs free of charge. They have been highlighted on many different news organizations and special programs. It only costs to be a supporting club for the year. It only costs $225 in this case, we're using San Bruno as the example. So the companion dog graduation is just tremendous. It's a tear-jerking experience. It's really amazing to watch these animals really impact people's lives. And as you can see on the right there, one of the beauties of being a presenter is that your co-chair actually puts a picture in you with one of your mentors. So on the far right, that's me with PG George. What a great Lion and just a great man. We miss him dearly, but we want to continue to support this project for those in need. Did you have anything you wanted to add, Mario?
No, I mean, I've never had a chance to go to the companion dog graduation. I know PDG Ken has talked about it many times, and it's supposed to be very emotional. The dogs get brought up as in training, and then when the trainer has to let go of the dog and give it to someone who needs the dog, it is a very emotional event. But I mean, then the dog will be in service for several years with the person that they're to assist. And they'll do anything from, you know, turning on the light, the lights, alerting them to the telephone, all kinds of things, helping them across the street. But so anyway, it's a great project. It's a great foundation. So we want to continue. And while we're highlighting these, again, there are many other foundations that are worthy of our support, and so we would ask you to support them as well. So let me put this on.
What the shit?
That is what we're about. That is an LCIF public service announcement. I thought about putting that after the LCIF slide, but really all our foundations are about that. We're not just about meetings. We're about helping people. We're about making the world a better place, whether it's a disaster, whether it's putting on a parade, whether it's improving a park, putting in a park bench, painting a school, feeding the hungry, cleaning up a beach. That's what we're about. And so I thought that it was important to put something like this on there to remind you, you know, that we're trying to make the world a better place. And so I don't want to run it again. Forgive me. I'm just going to bring up an example of when LCIF worked here locally. We already mentioned the 10,000 that was received in this district, but this was San Bruno, September 9th, 2010. And there was a PG&E accident in San Bruno in a neighborhood, and several homes, many homes were destroyed. I believe 8 or 9 people died in the conflagration, and a lot of people were displaced from their homes. And they did not wait to come in and provide a LCIF grant. This is the level of destruction that happened in San Bruno on that day in September 2010. Almost immediately, and I'll never forget this to this day. I don't know if anyone from the Millbrae Lions Club is here, but the Millbrae Lions Club brought their food preparation truck and set it up outside the gymnasium where a lot of people were being housed during the emergency. And many clubs from throughout the district came in and helped prepare food, helped to sort clothing, helped to do whatever was needed, just help to offer assistance. And it was you know, it was a tragedy. But what was beautiful was the way that Lions responded. It just so happened that the international president happened to be in town for, I believe we were celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Lions Eye Foundation that particular weekend. He just happened to be in town. And so there he is in the burgundy sweater there next to Lion Randy. And again, this is how our foundations, and this is how Lions works. When there's an emergency, certainly when there's a disaster, certainly Lions are going to be there on the ground, but it does take money to have, you know, facilities like a food truck, or to have money in a foundation where they can provide money to buy, you know, the first thing that happens when you lose your home, I mean, you need clothing, you need food, you need a place to stay. And that is something that our foundation, that Lions can provide for when in terms of a disaster. In terms of making our community better, there are the matching grants. So again, we need to support our foundations, and I think that's why I'm taking a little bit of extra time here to talk about what it is that we do. So hopefully, as your club president, you will bring this to the attention of your to the attention of your clubs and say, you know, this is important. We need to support our foundations, most especially LCIF. We're hopeful now that you'll begin to support California Lions Foundation for our local projects, but also our vision projects, Canine Companions, Lions Eye Foundation, and any number of foundations that you can find in the directory in your roster that you'll receive as club president. I guess I'm still talking about club excellence. So basically, I'm going to move in on this. This was from 2018, 2019, but basically this is how you're going to be, you know, how you know what is expected of you. Hopefully you'll be considered for a Club Excellence Award, and this is the application toward the end of your year. You know, you want to have achieved a net growth in membership. And you have to have supported club member retention by increasing membership satisfaction. Now, you know, you can write something in those lines. Oops, I didn't want to do that. No, I didn't want to do that either. You want to start some sort of new service project and contribute it to LCIF. Hopefully you'll consider starting a new Leo club. Organizational excellence is your club remains in good standing by paying its dues. Your treasurer has to be on top of that. You as president have to make sure that your treasurer pays the dues. You don't want to be placed on suspension. You want to make sure that your officers participate in the following leadership training events, district events such as this one, international events, learning center, multiple district webinars, and the Club Quality Initiative, which we're going to go over to real quick. I think we still have time to do that because we got to wrap it up here pretty quick. And improve club operations. You also want to make sure that you market your club through social media. If you can get your name in the newspaper, if you can get your club into the newspapers, your local San Mateo County Times, the Daily Journal, I believe you might check with Lion Paul, the president of the San Francisco Sunset Park Presidio Lions Club, who operates a little newspaper in the city. He might be able to be willing to get you in there if you're a San Francisco club. But in any case, we do want to market our club operations, and you can include that on your report to LCIF at the end of the year. There is a deadline date for this, so be checking out the thread for the information on how to qualify for Club Excellence. Lion Kevin?
Yeah, so learning opportunities. We'll mention again MD4 Lions Leadership Institute. There's a tremendous opportunity to learn and collaborate and develop long-lasting relationships and friendships with Lions from throughout California. There's also the USA Canada Forum, which is still tentatively scheduled for this year. I do understand the numbers are down, but we do have many Lions from our district that are planning to attend. Ongoing training through district classes as part of your GLT leadership. We are available. If there's a specific need that you might have, please reach out to us. We will figure out a way to come to you. We really want to try to be proactive in providing you whatever learning opportunities or requirements that you have to be able to foster growth and understanding and educate not only you, but educate ourselves on all the information that's out there through Lions clubs. And then the Lions Learning Center. Mario, we're going to go through briefly some of this.
Yeah, let's do it real briefly. Let me see if this works. Looks like it's working. There we go. This is what the website looks like. You have to sign in if you haven't signed in yet, or if you haven't registered for it. You do. Yeah, we're doing real good here. We do. See. I'm trying to get over here to the Learning Center.
Mm-hmm.
You do have to register. Did I click it? Oh, maybe what's happening here is that I'm not able to click it because, there we go, now we can do it. I had something that, as organizer, that you can't see. So again, you register for the website, you go on in. You can get reports from the left side of the screen. The Learning Center is on the right side of the screen. And you can do online training. by clicking on there. And then, yes, welcome, continue to my dashboard. So all the classes for your respective officers are here in the content library, and you can click there. And let's see now. I don't know if I did it right, but maybe it's somewhere else. But anyway, it's there for club presidents and for other club offices. And so let's just click on this one here, club, and you can actually go through and it asks you questions. And if you want to get that sort of information, and I see Lion August is sharing the information, a more direct way, I suppose, of getting to it. But I'm not sure what's going on here, but should have done this just before. But in any case, yes. Oh, here we go. We arrived at that's where I left off last time. I was looking at Robert's Rules of Orders. So, I mean, if I'm going to try and scroll up, I guess it doesn't allow me to do that. I will go over and you can see if you have questions about presiding over meetings, regular and special meetings, committees that you want to, it's got a lot of information. So Lion, Kevin, and I would encourage you to visit the Lions Learning Center. Once again, Lion August, thank you for including it, has included the link right there at 10:47 a.m. And if you copy that or click on it, that will take you to the proper place. If you're registered, you can sign in. If you've not registered, you can go ahead and register and then sign in, and go ahead and click, explore. I did not go to the My Lion and My LCI. The secretary training will include, or perhaps it's the service training will include how to report your projects on My Lion. You can go into My LCI and see what reports you have there if you want to know whether your club has money in your LCIF account so that you can award a Melvin Jones to someone. That information would be there. But I encourage you to go in, look around, and see what's going on with your club. It's not, I don't think you can make any mistakes going in there. Lion Kevin, do you have anything?
Yeah, just quickly. Also, we also have access to the Lions ebooks, and I don't know if Lion August has the link to that as well. He probably does.
Lion August has everything.
Yeah, so the ebooks are really, really great because it has individual topics that would not only that is important for you to maybe get a quick read up on, but also that you can pass on to your members that are interested in learning more. So this really goes back to what we had briefly discussed earlier about, taking a few minutes, 10, 15 minutes, 2-3 times a week to really brush up and improve your knowledge about what's available as far as leadership opportunities and things you'll need to know as in your incoming year as president. So some of those that I have listed, and I actually wrote down a few, are the community needs assessment, the president, first vice president's ebook, project development ebook, the Constitution and Bylaws ebook, club structure, and then lastly, Your Club, Your Way. Those are the 6 key books that out of the many books available that I thought you might want to take a look at. They're in there. If you want specific ideas on what you may want to utilize, just please fire off an email to myself or PDG Mario, and we're happy to support you with getting that information.
And most of you should have received that. When you received your link, we did include the attachments, those ebooks as attachments, and also a couple of links to the Lions Learning Center and one to our District 4C4 website, where you can find those resources as well. Got a nice comment here from Lion Rocky from L3. He says, you need your membership number to register on the Lions Learning Center. And he says that there are 23 modules. Excuse me, I got a tickle in my throat. Okay. And thank you, Lion Tony, who also included a couple of links there to follow. And I'm not sure what you mean by that, Lion Fanny or District Governor-elect Fanny. SWOT analysis, please elaborate. Okay, we're starting to run out of time, so I'm going to close this Lions Learning Center, leave, and back to our main page. Again, the picture there is a picture of past District Governor Canberra leading at the MD4, the Multiple District 4 Lions Leadership Institute. You can see that there's a great turnout of Lions every year. There's generally one institute in Northern California. The last couple of years, it's been in Roseville, and one in Southern California, which I believe was Visalia. Lion Ken, you might chime in and let us know where those are held. Okay, so we do need to finish up here in just a little bit, so we're going to continue on. Resources when you have questions. Your zone chair, your region chair, past presidents of your club. If you need advice from PDGs, they're very easy to talk to. You can reach out to your district governor, and the governor may refer you to your region chair and zone chair, or she might say, here, let me help you with that. If you need help reporting, a past secretary in your club might be able to help you, or you can go directly to the cabinet secretary, who is usually willing to help you file your reports. Filing the reports is something that is, we strongly urge you to do it. Yes, part of it is, you do the work, and that's the most important thing, is doing the work, but we do appreciate you filing the work that you do, both in fundraising and in service, so that we can say to the world, this is what Lions do. It's important that we be an example, a model for others to follow. And so that's how we do it. Lions did this amount of work, and we need you to make your reports. Global Action Team for 2021, going to continue to have a leadership, membership, and service action teams, which according to District Governor-elect Penny Chu is going to be working as a single team this year. Again, I'm including a picture of Lion Kevin Guest, because I know he is going to be involved with leadership again this coming year. And so we're thankful to all the people who take on these leadership roles. However, it is not all work. I think we mentioned that as club president, we would like you to attend cabinet meetings, council meetings, and at the end of the year, we get together to enjoy a little bit of, to celebrate what we've done all year, and that is the district convention. Whether it's to play golf, have a few cocktails, enjoy some international foods, meet with an international director, that is international director, past international director now, Bruce Beck from Minnesota, and just getting together and talking about all the things. There are some business meetings, there are reports that are made, but a lot of it is just taking the time to enjoy ourselves. That's me in the red, and I'm wearing the Hawaiian shirt on the left there, by the way. Just getting together to enjoy ourselves and just letting our hair down, if you have hair, and just having a good time. So that's how we celebrate at the end of the year. There's Lion Kevin with his club with past international director Bruce Beck. And so, join us at the convention in Reading. This year it had to be canceled because of the pandemic, but it is a good time. You come and you stay at the convention site. The last few years it's been in Reading, and my understanding is that it will continue to be in Reading for the next couple of years. It's about a 2.5-hour drive up to Reading. You stay and you enjoy. You make a lot of great friends, and so we do urge you to attend the convention as well. One last thing, and we are at 56 minutes after the hour, 5 minutes to 11, 4 minutes to 11 as we wrap up. Being that you're serving as presidents, you will now become eligible to serve as region and zone chairs, or as council officers. That is me as a zone chair in the middle. I believe now PDG Mike Simonini was a region chair at that time. Part of our service is in supporting the organization of Lions. And so, one way to make this a worldwide organization is to serve at a district level. Some people serve at a multiple district level. Some people serve internationally. You know, PDG Ken is seeking to serve internationally. Many of our Lions in the district serve at the multiple district level on committees. You know, one example being me as the California Lions Foundation Secretary. There are many multiple committees that you can serve at the multiple district levels. At the district levels, we need help. And so we're constantly, you know, I ask you to groom your replacement. I'm hoping that I'll be able to convince, you know, 1 or 2 or 3 or more of you to serve at the district level. And you'll see what the district, how important the district level offices are. And you know, again, worldwide organization. But anyway, we hope that you'll take this into consideration. And we thank you for being here this morning, taking time out of your busy days. We hope that you will consider, you know, dropping in on some of the other sessions that are going to be taking place. We are going to be having the secretary's session at in half an hour, approximately at 10:30. That will go from 10:30 to 12:30. 11:30 until 1:30, followed by treasurer's training at 2 p.m. So if you have those links, if you said you wanted to go to all the sessions, I sent those to you. If you signed up for this one and you find that you want to attend the others, right now I got a half hour. I'm gonna go and try and post the links to the other sessions on the district Facebook page, and I'll direct you there. Thank you so much for being here. We have time for any questions. Does anyone have any questions that they'd like to ask? I will open up the microphones. I believe. Or you can unmute yourself. Anyway, thank you all for being here. I'm gonna leave the page open for about this page open. I have to close this page in order to start the treasurer's meeting in about a half hour. So thank you all for being here. Lion Kevin, did you have any parting words?
Just wanted to thank everyone for your for attending and your support. Once again, we are here to support you in any way possible. Please remember, there's no such thing as a bad question. And if you don't know the answer when you're asked a question, please contact us or look up on any of the information available to get the answer.
Good luck, have fun.
Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone. If you want to unmute your microphone, feel free to do that. I'll leave this session open for about another 10 minutes, if that's okay with you all. And thank you for attending.
And I'll be on, I can stay online to take some, answer any questions.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close the, I'm going to mute everybody. And Kevin, you can unmute yourself. If someone else wants to talk, you can unmute yourself as well.
Thank you so much.
Governor, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was a really good help.
Thank you.
Good presentation. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey, Kevin, are you still out there?
I sure am. Who am I speaking with?
Yeah, this is Tim King from San Carlos.
Hi, Tim. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Hey, Kevin, the resources you mentioned on the links to follow and you know, documents to look at, where are those available again? I may have missed that.
Well, if you should have received an email from Mario this morning for the whatever presentation you're attending. So attending the president's presentation, it should be listed below. There were like 6 or 7 links to the forms that we thought would be immediately most helpful. If you could check your email right quick and see if you received that email this morning, it's there. If not, Tim, yeah, I'm happy.
I did not. So.
Okay, so hang on a second. What I can do, Tim, is I'll get your email address. I'll forward you that email with the links on it. All you have to do is download them, and it tells you exactly what you need to know.
Okay, fantastic. Let me just check. I'll check my spam folder. You can handle other questions, but I'll send you an email, Kevin, so you have my email. Okay.
Thank you so much, Tim. I appreciate it, my friend. So I did see, Lion Connie, are you still online? I did see your comment about the a member from your church that received a dog for PTSD. Thank you for your comment. What else did I see? I really appreciate PCC
I'm here.
and everyone that posted additional information or comments. We very much appreciate it. Roke, it's great to see you, my friend. Lion Roke and I attended Leadership Institute together back in 2012. Thanks for attending. It's great seeing you, my friend. And everyone else, I'll be online for a few more minutes. If you have some questions or you just want to make a comment, please go ahead. Yes, we have a question and answer right now, August.
So, Lion Kevin, I'm here. This
Is that Connie?
Lion. Yes, sir.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm here for another year.
Good, I see that. God, you might as well. It's amazing. Thank you for your service. I know how hard you try to keep
I'm going to keep going until we become 100% and get that trophy again.
Right. So while did you have a question or a comment you wanted to make?
No, I just wanted to say that one of my church members, he did go down and he did the training, and her name is Violet. And so golden retriever, and he just happened to have his mother pass during the COVID. She didn't have COVID, but he had to drive to, I think it was Chicago. And he was a nervous wreck, but he took Violet with him. And every time he got upset, then she kind of hopped in and sat on his lap and calmed him down. And then he was ready to go.
That's wonderful. Just thank you for sharing that story, Connie. These are the type of impacts that we have that we just don't know. You know, when we sign up to be part of this organization, the impact we can have on others is just it's really just incredible. Great. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Was there anyone else that wanted to unmute or had a comment or had a question?
This is Lydia. I just want to say, very good presentation, outstanding as always. All the presenters, you guys did a marvelous job. And I just sent you, Mario, forward an email to you where one of my COG members is asking for some information concerning what you guys just did. So take a look and see if you can forward that to him. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Governor. We are going to, the plan is for all of our sessions this year, since we don't know how long we're going to continue to remain virtual, is we're going to make sure that all these training sessions are available, and they'll be available to any Lion that wants to be able to access the training. And then I see our District Governor-elect Fanny is still online. Fanny, thank you. I hope this is a beginning of good things to come as far as you know, being able to make more presentations. Looking forward to being able to work with you. Excited for what's going to happen this year.
Lion Kevin?
Yes.
Lion Mario here. Okay, so actually I'm going to actually ask Lion August. August, you're our tech guy. I know you're so brilliant, but would you do me a favor? I just posted the links to the Secretary and the Treasurer's training on the Lions District 4C4 web page, Facebook page.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, did you see it?
Yes, I did. And I'm about to mirror it to the event that we had.
Okay, great. So yeah, so I'm going to start answering people and just telling them that they can go to the Facebook page, the District 4C4 Lions Facebook page. And so you're telling me that it's working. Okay, so great. And what time is it? Because I need to open up. I got
it's 11:05. We
still have 26 people in the room.
PDG Mario. Yeah, PDG Mario.